Alright, Shalom, Yahshua, peace is all first and foremost. As always, I want to give all praises and honor and glorification to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Bahashem, Hawakakadash. Double honor to our elders, apostle of GMS, Howard Wall, and Shalom, Wabarakiam, Labakoyam, Shaw Yahshua. That is to say, peace and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel, and once again to Yahweh Bahashem Messiah for allowing us to be able to understand this good news, this wonderful gospel. I want to do a short lesson real quick, and Lord willing, is edifying as always the purpose. And this article title is Are we falling like as Rome did, right? Because America is nothing but an extension of the Roman Empire. America is Rome 2.0, and just like Rome fell, the same thing is happening to America. And the fall of America, the fall of Babylon, America is known as various names: Rome, Babylon, the land of the Chaldean, the land of Sodom and Gomorrah. All those names are alias, for America, because America has adopted all the custom of the ancient empires, man. And it says, are we falling as Rome did? And it says, growing disparity in wealth, a housing and gas crisis, transhumanism galloping over the horizon, heroes, incivility, and the constant threat of viruses, the cure for which may be worse than the disease. Global politics feel eerily apocalyptic these days. And in our own little world, many of us are so lost, so unmoored from the comfort of our pre-pandemic life that we don't know which end is up or what the future will hold. Investigative journalist Trish Rood recently wrote that we are living the fall of Rome, though it's being pushed on us as a virtue. And that's exactly what it is, man. America is nothing but like I said before, an extension of the Roman Empire, whose deadly wound was hell. Esau's deadly wound was hell, and he came back into power. He came back into power. Matter of fact, deadly wound. Let's get deadly wound was hell. And that's in that's in Daniel. Or Malachi, deadly wound was hell. No. That's in Daniel. Let me get that real quick. It's in Daniel. Let me see something real quick. Hold on a second. Deadly wound hell. Yep. Revelation. Oh, it's Revelation. It was Daniel. Revelation 13 verse 3 says, and I saw one of his head as were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was hell, and all the world wondered after the beast. And that's exactly what it is. America is a kingdom, man. The world is wondering after. At one time, every country wanted to be like America. This America as a beacon of light, through her philosophy, her democracy, her way of living, because America is what do you call it? The Babylonian experience, the Roman experience, That's why these nations They want it to be like America because like they feel like in order for them to be successful, in order for them to be great, they gotta adopt the ways of America. That's why they wander after the beast, man. It says in all the world wander after the beast, and they worship the dragon, which give power unto the beast, and they worship the beast, saying, who is like unto the beast, who is able to make war with him. So that's just a mindset that at one time this Babylonian felt like who can make war for America? America is untouchable. But obviously the Lord Yahweh Shimshai elevate this place so that he can take it down, man. That's exactly what it is. So America is nothing but an extension of the Roman Empire all over again. Matter of fact, let's read Malachi 1 verse 4. Malachi 1 verse 4, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, so it is they was in an impoverished state, but they came back, right? It says, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord Yahweh Shemeshai has indignation forever. So, in these devils, they did come back. The Renaissance, the rebirth of the Roman Empire, the rebirth of Esau coming back into power, and that's exactly what it is, man. And it says, I wonder, are we falling as Rome did? Is it possible that our civilization is on the verge of collapse? Man, that's the Lord, man. This place is on the verge of collapse. Why? Because what you're witnessing is a paradigm shift, a transition in the God, right? As Esau society is collapsing, you see a mass awakening of the children of Israel, man. What's that? Second Ezra chapter 6 verse 9. Let's get that real quick. That's exactly what's happening as we speak. Esau's world is collapsing because Second Ezra 6 verse 9 verse 7. Second Ezra chapter 6 verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times, or when shall be the end of the first, and the beginning of it that follows? So Ezra was inquiring about the latter days, because the prophets of all, they always desire to see the people on top. That's why when Yahweh came back from the dead, the first thing that the disciples asked him was, Lord, will not at this time restore the kingdom to Israel? So the prophets, the apostles of all, they always desire to be ruling because they understood that the kingdom was going to be for the Israelites. Verse 8, and he said unto them, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau, which was very symbolic, because Jacob was going to be the one pulling Esau's hair, and which is what we're doing right now spiritually, by exposing these devils, by bringing out the track record, by complaining to Yahweh Shemshai day in, day out to take them down. Because ultimately, Yahweh Shai is the only one that has the power to take Esau down. Why? Because he was the one that gave Esau his blessing, when he was Isaac in reincarnation. So by default, he's the one that has the power to take him down. And he said unto him, from Abraham unto Isaac, when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that follows. So, and that's exactly what it is. That's exactly why you see this devil's society is collapsing, because they are on the way out, man. And there's no amount of stimulus packages that they can put forth in the economy to make this place go on, man. This place is through. The scripture says we would have healed Babylon, but she can be healed. So America has an expiration dates. And it doesn't matter how much money, how much resources that they try to come up with to keep this place going. To keep this place going, it will not be going. Why? Because the creator of heaven and earth his will is against Babylon. The Lord Yahweh Shimshai is against this place. He doesn't bless this place. The Lord Yahweh Shimshai cursed this place, man. And says, I wonder, are we falling as Rome did? Is it possible that our civilization is on the verge of collapse? And he says, not imminent collapse, perhaps, but are we taking the initial step that civilization, both ours to before the eventual downfall? We will suffer the fate of Indus, the Vikings, the Mayans, and the Third Dynasty of China. And man, every kingdom that was back then failed, right? What makes you think America is so different? The only kingdom that was guaranteed of forever rulership is the kingdom of heaven, the kingdom of Yahweh Shai, man. All the other kingdoms, they had a expiration dates, man. And Esau's kingdom is no different. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. By number. That's second is by number. How do you number the time? Yeah, Esau's kingdom has an expiration date. 2nd Ezra chapter 4 verse 27. By measure, how do you measure the time? So the Lord Yahweh Shemeshah allow all these kingdoms a time to war, right? That's how he measured. By measure, how do you measure the time? And by number, how do you number the times? And he does not move nor stir up until the said measure be fulfilled. So the Lord Yahweh Shemeshah is not going to interrupt your rulership, man. The Lord Yahweh Shemeshah will not interrupt your rulership until your time is up. And Esau's time is up. And that's exactly why the Lord is taking this devil down, man. His time is up. It's time for Esau to give up the power seat. But these devils, because of the pride, they will not give up the power seat willingly. And that's exactly what Yahweh has to force them to do so. By number, how do you number the times, and by measure, how do you measure the times, and by number, how do you number the times, and he does not move nor stir them until the said measure be fulfilled. And that's exactly what it is, man. Matter of fact, let's get Job 14 verse 5, right? Job 14 verse 5. Let's get that real quick. Job 14 verse 5. Job 14 verse 5. Job 14 verse 5, and he says, who can bring a clean thing out and unclean? Not one. And that's exactly what it is. Esau was created to be profane. So no matter your psychological analysis against Esau, guess what? Esau, these devils, they can be rehabilitated, man. These devils created to be crooked, to be perverse, to be wicked, and there is nothing you can do to change them, man. The scripture says, can a leopard change his spot? May he, the custom to do. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. I don't wanna butcher it. Esau is created to be destroyed, man. It's in Jeremiah chapter 13 verse 23. Can the Ethiopian change his skin, or the leopard his spot? Then may he also do good that are accustomed to do evil. So Esau can do good. He can't do good, man, because he was created to be wicked, to be perverse, to be sinister. And it says, Job 14 verse 5. I'll go back real quick. Job 14 verse 5. Seeing his days are determined. Esau's day is determined. Matter of fact, let's look at the word determined, man. And that's why his society is collapsing. Determined means to cut, sharpen, decide, decree. The Lord decree against the devils to decree him to motherfucker. Let's look at the word decree. Look up decree. A decree is a legal proclamation usually issued by a state or head, right? The ultimate head is who? Yahweh Hashem Yeshai. According to certain procedure, it had the force of law. The particular term used for this concept may vary from country to country. The executive order made by the, you get the idea, man. The Lord Yahweh Hashem Yeshai proclaimed judgment against the devils, man. And some of the words are edict, a commandment, right? Amended, a proclamation, promulgation, a precept, law, statute. And that's the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yeshai, man. That's exactly what it is, man. A decree. Determined, to cut, to decide, man. So the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yeshai has already decided that Esau is unfit to war, man. And that's exactly why his kingdom is collapsing. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is transited from one people to another. And that's exactly what it is. These devils, they are unfit to war, man. And Esau was only put in power to show us what wickedness is. So these devils, they have done a beautiful devilish work. So the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yeshai no longer need them. The Lord used them. Now he's gonna cast them away. Job 14 verse 5, seeing his days are determined, the number of his months are with thee. Thou hast appointed his bound that it cannot pass. So Esau's rulership has an expiration date, and there's nothing he can do about it to prolong his days, man. And that's exactly what it is, man. So that was a quick lesson. Lord willing, it was edifying. I want to give all praises and honor and glorification due to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem, Yahweh Kakadash. Double honor to our elders, apostle of GMS whole world. Until next time, shalom, wa, or baba.